And welcome back. A brand new episode of The Amazing Race airs tomorrow night on CBS, and it's now time to cover all things episode 3. Okay, before we get into this really fast, I want to say this is my first time reviewing for this season, obviously. I am liking the season so far, okay, all right? But just an opinion, I don't think I'm a fan of the 90-minute episodes. Not that anyone asked for my opinion, but I think it's too much.
I think it works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yes, I agree with that.
This is one episode I feel like it didn't
It just felt very drug out to me, which I'm like, I don't know. Okay, so on this episode, we see the teams travel from Thailand to Vietnam, and I think the most exciting thing about this episode, honestly, is the plane drama. So the plane drama is kind of an old school Amazing Race thing that they brought back now, where you have to go, you have to meet with a travel agency, you have to book your own flight, but it's just like the real world where you may have delays, or I don't know, like someone may get on an earlier flight than you do, even though you may be ahead of them in the race. So it's very exciting to see, and I think it's funny when the teams go to the travel agency, because the first few teams all get set up on this kind of early afternoon flight, and then the rest of the teams are all on an evening flight, but then the last teams to show up end up with the right booking agent who gets them on the first flight of the whole day. So it's very exciting.
It just shows that the people that know their job. Some of them have those great connections, and then some of them might be new, maybe newer.
Which we were talking about earlier. I think that's so funny. I'm like, apparently these booking agents have different connections with the airport, because that did not make any sense to me. But so we see the teams travel. They hop on the plane, then they go on a train, then they arrive at a like boat port of sorts, right? And they have this boat challenge where they have to go around in this kind of like water market, I guess we could call it.
Really cool.
Yeah, and they have to collect 3 different kinds of fruit. And I loved this challenge. What did you think of it?
I thought it was really fun. I think I'd get tired of tossing all the fruit though after a while, especially like the melons, because they're going to be a lot heavier.
Yeah, well, and they, I don't remember who it was, but one of the contestants brought up a good point that they had also just done like a heavy kind of fruit challenge in the leg before. So it's just like a lot of carrying and lifting the fruit around. But this is one of those challenges where I kind of feel like anyone could do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Versus like some stuff we see later in the episode is a lot more tedious. One quick opinion though, the sisters, I'm forgetting their names right now, used the express pass on this or whatever it's called. That was such a silly move in my opinion. I don't know why they wasted it.
Well, they got behind everybody and they thought, oh, we're never going to get into any of these boats. And they're like, we're just going to give up. We're just going to scoot around it.
But then, spoiler alert, they end up in the middle of the pack, so really did not help them at all. There was like no justification to what they did. Yeah, I thought that was a really weird move. So then, following the boat challenge, we see the teams kind of choose between plastic or paper, right? So they're kind of choosing between like lamination type plastic versus having to deal with rice paper. Both were very tedious. I don't know how I would do either of these. What did you kind of think about this?
I would do rice paper because I would get too irritated with trying to put the plastic on the motorcycle piece. I'd get so frustrated, I'd probably just want to rip the plastic.
See, that makes sense. But see, both seem so challenging to me because I feel like I would be Jocelyn and Victor, who really struggled with this, and then the guy had to come and check on each individual paper that you had. I feel like I would mess it up because it's so tedious and it's so like particular, I guess.
But even though he passed some of them that weren't, like I wouldn't think that would have passed. So I mean, he wasn't looking for like exactly perfect. So I mean, you still probably could have gotten along with that one better.
I guess that's a good point. And besides Jocelyn and Victor, honestly, the teams look like they really struggled over on the plastic side. Like that looked a lot harder to me because it was like you had to put it on the specific material or whatever you call it. So that looked really tricky to me. And it felt like a lot of the teams were arguing. A lot more arguments were happening that were doing the plastic. So I'm not sure. I think that both of those were a little bit tricky. But this is what I love about The Amazing Race is that really it's like no one has an advantage over the other. All the challenges are so different. You never know what you're gonna get. And like, I don't know, it's just very interesting to see how people respond under pressure. I know I do horrible under pressure in the real world, so I think I would do horribly all of these. But the other thing that's really interesting about this episode, everyone gets to the pit stop and feels like, surprise, no one gets eliminated. We're continuing on. Here's another, whatever, card, I'm blanking on the, clue. You're just gonna keep racing, which is funny because we were talking today. I feel like I would low-key be mad if I like had a little sleep the night before, I've been running around all day and then feels like, keep going, congratulations. Like, so. And the first place team doesn't get a prize then, because you know typically you get like a trip or money or whatever, and you lose out on that.
And this is the first one that Jocelyn and Victor haven't been in first.
Yeah, which was super interesting. Okay, so tell me really fast. We're almost out of time. Who do you kind of have your eye on, or who are you rooting for?
I'm still rooting for Rob and Corey. They're my favorite.
I really do like Rob and Corey a lot too. And I will say this episode, and it's not just because they were in first, this episode really, I'm blanking on their names right now, really made me like the dad-daughter duo. I think they're really strong, and she's very smart.
She is very smart.
She's got some savvy to her that I think is really gonna pay off. I think there's some people in trouble though. Obviously, Jocelyn and Victor are falling out, and also the brothers, Jeremy and...
I can't remember the other one's name.
Yeah, they're kind of a hot mess. They need to get their stuff together. So anyway, liking the season so far. We'll see where it goes. The Amazing Race, Wednesdays on CBS, brand new episode tomorrow night, so keep tuning in.